Welcome back, my friends. This is Melanie with Melanie Smith Stamps, and today we are playing with the BetterPress Club of the Month, along with the Perfect Touch rectangles and tags, the Stitching Die of the Month, which comes with this large seagull and this large wheel, but we are only going to use the waves in this actual club kit, or this card design. These waves right here, I've already die cut our two pieces, and these are the ones we're going to stitch up and use on our card. And then from the Stamp and Die of the Month, we are going to use this Anchors Away sentiment, and those come with the coordinating dies. So the first thing we're going to do is better press our background plate here. We're going to use Bark BetterPress ink, and we're going to attach the panel that I have pre-die cut with the Perfect Touch rectangle background. The Perfect Touch rectangle dies and tags die cut. I've pre-cut that, and that's a tongue twister. And I've went ahead and did that beforehand so I don't lose any of my pressing during the actual better pressing. So I'm inking up my plate really well here, and my BetterPress paper is actually die cut smaller than an A2, as you can see, because we're going to have a background piece cut with the largest die of that set. And the thing I love about that die cut set is that the largest one is a perfect A2. So it makes a really nice border. Now I'm going to clean my plate here with the LDRS Creative Extreme Clean. This is the new one in the spray bottle, and as always, I do have a coupon code, Melanie15, which you can use on all of your purchases at www.ldrscreative.com. So now we're going to take some Altenew ink. This is Rocky Shore, and I'm using the small blending brushes, and I'm just going to go around the edges pretty much and darken up this panel. I thought it would look more rugged and would more look like my scene that I'm creating here. I'm going to bring in another set here in a minute. It's called Coastal Escape View, and we're going to create a porthole on the front of this and create a little scene. That is the largest of the dies that I was talking about, and it's going to be our actual card base. It's going to be attached to our white card base, so I'm going to darken this as well with the same Rocky Shore ink. And this, because it's already a colored cardstock, it's just darkening it ever so slightly so that it coordinates with the rest of my card. And this paper that I'm using is from 12 by 12 Cardstock Shop, and I'm a new affiliate for them, and this is a textured paper. It's called Encore, and it has 100 different colors, and I absolutely love it because the texture shows through when you're embossing, when you're die cutting. I love the fact that the embossing folders actually still show the texture even after you've embossed it. So I'm actually having a lot of fun with this and experimenting with it, but the texture even shows there through the inking, which is a lot of fun. So I've done that, and that's going to be our back layer. Now we're pulling out Tina Smith's collection for the porthole. Like I said, this is Coastal Escape View. I've already inked the porthole like the outside with the Rocky Shore, so it matches the outer border. And then we're going to lay that so all of that looks cohesive. Now I pulled this piece of pattern paper out of this little Botanical Blooms Paper Rose pack. This 6x6 pack isn't available anymore, but it is available in 12 by 12. So I will link that down below. I love this for florals, and I've used it numerous times with the florals, but this stripe paper was perfect for this porthole. I apologize for that little blurriness of the camera. It is very frustrating sometimes when your hand is moving an awful lot and it just tries to focus over and over again as you're moving. Now, I've got a little trick here for you. This is a 1/4 inch Altenew sticky tape, ultra sticky tape, and I've just gotten it recently, and this just looked like a perfect way to do my shaker element here. So I'm using little snips, and I show you here a minute, and I widen it so you can see what I'm doing, but I'm not cutting all the way through. I'm cutting about, see right there? There's a little, it's about halfway, but it allows you to curve the 1/4 inch paper or double-sided adhesive or foam tape. It allows you to bend it and makes it so you can curve in a circle, which is perfect for shaker cards. So I like this. It lays flatter than when you're using the really thin foam, you know, that's made in super thin strips. So this had enough space to do it. And let me show you how thin it is and how flat it lays. I really like the way it laid. Look how thin and flat it is. Now I'm going to double this up, and I'm not going to make you sit and watch all of it, but I just wanted to let you know that I was actually doing 2 layers here just so we have enough room for our shaker bits. So that's the second layer. That's how thick it is with the second layer, and that gives us more space in there for our bits and bobs. So this is the 1/4 inch, 1/16 inch thickness, and it comes with 47 yards. So when you see the price tag, don't freak out because you're getting a lot of tape. You're not getting just a sheet or two. You're getting a lot of tape. So you get your money's worth. So I'm hooking the background down. This is going to be the inside of our ship. And look, the way the paper is distressed, it looks like it's that like grunge that's inside the porthole. If you've ever been in a cruise ship, you'll know what I'm talking about. It's got this foggy stuff in the window that's kind of just a stain. And I thought it was really cool that the pattern paper had that in it. It's almost like a smog or something that's in your window, but this window has it too. So we're going to be putting that window right over top, but first we need to add our elements. Now I have a cat scrappiness sequin here and also a Spellbinders one. So I'm going to just add a couple of blues. What I'm doing is I'm coordinating the light and the dark blues, both in the sequins and in the stitching. So you'll see that coming through as I design the card. I like to pull in colors and make sure they're used a couple times when I'm designing. So you'll see that most times that I'm designing, you'll see each color at least be used twice. That's just, it makes it feel more cohesive to me, and it makes my designs come together or come to life a little bit more. So here is our 2 layers of waves, and we are going to stitch them real quick. We're going to stitch one of them, and then I'll fast forward through the other one so you don't have to watch it. But this is a very simple stitch. It does not have to be stitched. Actually, the whole entire stitching kit this month with the big ship's wheel and everything has removable stitching parts. So if you do not care for stitching, you can just leave the whole parts, the parts that have the holes in them, you can leave them out and you can still use them as regular wave dies and the big wheel die. Or you can leave the holes in and leave them just as is with the holes and not stitched. They're cute either way. So lots of options. You know Melanie likes options. So I'm using some of the Best Ever craft tape and I'm just taping my thread onto the back of my paper. This just makes it super tight and super strong, and I don't have to worry about it moving around, and I can keep my stitch nice and taut there at the beginning, which is what I like. I like the stitches to be nice and taut. So I'm just going to do, these are very simple straight stitches, and so that I have a really flat back, I go ahead and start and stop on the same end. In other words, I'm not going back and forth, back and forth. I'm going up there and down, and then I'm coming back up on where I went down. See, I'm coming back up on the same end that I go down on, and that way I'm not crossing in the back. I'm only going to the hole next to it. And that saves a lot of thread, and it looks very nice also in the front too. So you can do it the other way. It just has a lot of bulk in the back if you do it the other way. And this way you just have tiny little lines in between each hole on the back side, and it's very neat and tidy. So you'll see that when I glue it. But I'm just doing, these are just long straight stitches. It's super simple. Probably the most difficult thing is if you do get a knot, if you happen to get a knot, you'll have to get the knot out. But I actually did that on my second one, but it's off camera so you don't see it. But it happens. But like I said, you don't have to stitch it if you don't want to. Just leave the holes out. You still have the waves. The cute border. Now these do not cut along the bottom. You have to cut them out. The bottom part does not cut of the die, but it is super simple just to cut them with a trimmer. And I actually show that, I believe, on one of them. The other one I don't trim because it doesn't need it. It's going to be behind the other wave. I think I show it on one of them. I'm not sure if it's on film or not. See how simple and straight those little tiny stitches are? And it's because I didn't go back and forth on the back. So it was super simple. Tape this down, trim it, and we're done. Super simple. So that one will be in the back. And you see I matched up one dark and I threaded it with the light. Now I have both here, and I have trimmed it already. That bottom one is trimmed straight, and it'll go along the base of the card base at the bottom. So this one I'm going to go ahead, and you noticed I tucked it behind it and kind of figured out where I was going to put it there at the beginning. And I will lay it down where I'm thinking it's going, and I'll make sure this one's going to cover it up. So that's why I don't have to trim that one in the back, because the front wave is going to cover it up for us. So that's nice and makes it a little easy. So then we'll take this top one and we'll do the same thing. We'll just add some glue here and we'll put this top one right on top there. And now we have two waves. Now if you wanted to, you could have just glued that one on top along the bottom, and you could have tucked your ship in, because we're going to make a ship here, a little sailboat. The sailboat is the Caboodle of the Month free gift. So if you are a Caboodle member, you will get this exclusive die set. Now, while I'm putting this together, I'll go over how the Caboodle works, and also let you know that if you are not a current Spellbinders Club member subscriber, today all the clubs open to club members or new club members. So if you've not already signed up, today the join button will be available for you, and all club members today, if you're a club member, either signing up or current club member, you are also available or able to have early access to the new release that's coming on the 10th of the month. So make sure you check that out if you're interested in seeing and purchasing first the new release that is up on the website currently. So if you want to sign up for any of the clubs, you also get access to that as well if you're not a club member currently. The clubs will be open until the 27th of the month, and then they close. And if there are anything available, because they are first come, first serve, if there's any clubs available at the end of the 27th, then those will become available in the following month for purchase for everybody. But they do go up to full price. Now, club purchases are reduced prices. Like, for example, the large club of the month is normally retail $40. So if you look at the price of the large club of the month, I'm not sure what it is currently. I think it's like $28.50 or something like that. I'm just guessing, but it's in that ballpark range. It goes up to $40 on the 28th when it goes into the store, or next month when it goes into the coming soon next month. I think it goes into the coming soon or the new release next month. It'll show up. And it'll go up to regular retail, which is 40, I believe. And we don't know if and when the prices are actually going to go up due to the tariffs and all of that. So hopefully they won't, but we're not aware of that just yet. Look at him. Is he not cute? Oh my gosh. So, anytime we can save money, I'm all for it. And these clubs are one reason I love promoting clubs, is because they are sales and they also get us a 10% discount every time we shop, except for clearance stuff. So it's always good to have a discount every time you shop, and that's for Spellbinders. So there we go. Look at him up there. He's like on the outside of the porthole, like, ah! And he is watching that little ship down below from the big ship. And he's on the outside of the porthole, standing there. And he's watching that little ship down below. Now all we have to do is put on the sentiment that's from the Stamp and Die. And I ended up starting with one piece of foam tape, but no, it's not one. It's not two. It takes 3 pieces of foam tape to actually make this level. But that's okay, because it works, So I have 2 on there right now. And I realize, nope, need 1 more. So we're going to add 1 more little snippet, which is another reason I like the big roll, because you can make them whatever size you want. You don't have to continually deal with the squares, but there we go. That's perfect now. So now all we have left to do is to put our little bling on our porthole, and he will be all done. So I'm using the gold pearls from Spellbinders, and I'm going to just put 1 of these on each of the holes of the porthole to cover up the adhesive that shows through the holes. And then it'll be all done, my friends. I hope you have enjoyed the video, and give me a like and a comment down below and let me know what you think. And if you have any questions, please leave me a comment as well. Have an amazing day, my friends. Bye-bye for now. Look at the shake. So fun.